That's true. You're very right, Carpet.
Let's get to the game.
And hopefully not lose 16 times in a row. 16 times in a row, man. That's a lot of times, Carpet.
16 times? I mean, yeah. You've never gone like 2-16 in any kind of MOBA game?
I'm sure I have, but I'm never going to admit it.
Fair enough.
All right. This is going to be a tournament game, though. Two very high-level teams facing off against each other. Hopefully they will not have connection issues either, but...
To Hertz. Oh, with the Varesh and Jade.
Currently, Excel Wizards has a tournament win under their belt, so really kind of the team that's trying to make it happen for themselves is going to be Team RMS.
The last time we saw Finlev, he was not with Niwa. I believe Niwa was working, apparently. This first orb is going to go to the Excel Wizards. Oh. Finlev. Oh, the counter does get proc, though. Great timing with the Hertz, forcing him to use his tornado out of there. There comes a material from Jade.
Oh, nice flick from the Flesh. That's going to lower the health of Finlev by quite a significant amount. Barrier's also down. The Petrify is going to shield a little bit of that damage from that X-Strike, so I don't think Hertz is too worried.
That immaterial is a great counter against Freya's. Oh,
awkward.
Here comes the Piggy, though. The Piggy has been popped. Varesh has to be sure. Oh, he just ulted.
Oh, man.
Skywind, be careful. Niwa's getting some damage as well. That double debuff on all three of them. Now we're going to see if In the Flesh is going to be able to escape. He does. A good Petrify on tie-up. Plus, oh, Finlev gets hit by that snipe.
Nice.
Got to be careful.
TC.
Skywind wants that. He does not get it.
Oh, the disabling shot was perfectly timed. Got him good with that one. Niwa is going to be in a little bit of trouble, and they're going to swap onto Finlev once they see Niwa kite back. I actually really like the way that Excel Wizards played out that peel situation. Good chain CC onto to Hertz, but they weren't able to stop the damage coming from both Vareem and In the Flesh, and Finlev will be left alone. So the first round is going to go.
I don't think I've ever seen anyone use the utility of Varesh's EXE. He just used Shatter to explode and move that orb.
Oh yeah,
I don't see that happen very often.
It's a very rare meter spend for Varesh, I think.
Now, what's interesting about Shatter and why I personally had a tough time figuring out exactly when to use it is that it won't proc his debuffs. It's just damage and movement.
The EX.
The EX doesn't, unless they've changed that. I haven't played him in a while, but I'm pretty sure his EXE doesn't proc the debuffs. So it's a little frustrating when I want to do both. So I don't often use it. I try to use it for other things, but I'm also terrible at this game, so don't listen to anything I say. So Hertz going to try and land some damage. He's taking a good amount of hits, but he just there's a triple pull.
That breaks up the combo. That was so good. The timing could not have been more perfect for Hertz there.
I do like the fact that the immaterial from Jade does counter Freya's counter a lot. She does get pulled in, and this orb is going to go to Excel Wizards, even though it was staring the team RMS in the face. Now we're going to see if In the Flesh can put the damage out.
Static onto In the Flesh, and he's trying to chase aggressive, but the disabling shot into the blast vault was bait the barrier on. There's a big snipe. To Hertz is in a prime position right now. He could pop his ultimate at any moment. Gets the silence, puts on more damage into Niwa. That right click does so much. Oh,
there's some damage putting on Finlev. He went so far with nothing, and now we're going to see the ultimate. Man, that actually hit both Niwa and Finlev, and now we're going to see Skywind not able to land a whole lot of damage, but here it slowly comes, and in the meantime, Lucy goes down. Niwa,
he might be in trouble. He's going to get the EX stealth, and In the Flesh coming just in time to save Vareem.
Oh, Skywind, be careful. We're going to see a snipe coming from In the Flesh very shortly now. I know it's off cooldown. Here it comes. He's going for orb instead, but he does get pushed. He does get canceled out of that one. He goes in material so we can continue with that pursuit, but it actually will go to Excel Wizards. Skywind has to get tornadoed out. He has literally 2 health. Will he get out of here alive? He will not. Finlev.
Team RMS so far, I think, has been winning positioning. Despite the fact that they've gone fairly even in center orbs, in fact, a little bit on the winning end for Excel Wizards, the big thing is to Hertz getting into the back line. We talk a lot about, with Varesh, how countering into the back line of the opponent's side can actually be kind of dangerous, because you leave yourself very exposed to attacks and pressure coming in. But the fact that Hertz got the flank meant he was able to do so much damage to Niwa, and Finlev and Skywind had actually both committed onto In the Flesh and Vareem at that point. Hertz was just left in a 1v1 against Niwa, and that turned out to be really poor in terms of positioning for them. Niwa could not heal his teammates, has a back way, took a ton of damage, and that allowed to Hertz then to convert into ultimates on the orb, as well as 2 members of Excel Wizards and just a little bit too much pressure for them to handle.
To Hertz, building heavy into his M2, his judgment now increased.
Oh, nice
timing
on the counter.
We're gonna see a good counter. He
Barrier will get dispelled.
Yes, uses R. He built up just enough energy. He wants to get those M2s. They do bounce now. He has built that BattleRekt. He does get one, which goes on to another. Great opportunity taken. Oh, he puts the counter up, but just out of ability. Both the counter and the material go up, and that orb will get taken by the Excel Wizards as they try and push into the mid.
Nice from Skywind to get into the front line exactly when it's necessary, and he maintains a lot of health as well. So he's going to be doing pretty well, kind of dissuading Team RMS from making big, damaging plays.
I want to see Finland. He has the debuffs, but he wants to go in, get some damage.
Oh
he
man.
gets silenced by the R from Varesh. He will get a good stun, but Varesh is going to stand there. The piggy has come out. He's got to be careful. His counter might be down. It should be coming up soon.
Oh man, and Skywind gets a huge shield off of his counter, and now Vareem might be in trouble. Here comes the Thunder Strike, will land onto Hertz. The immaterial comes out to try to protect a little bit. Cooldowns are low, but everybody's going to use their teleports to get out of there. Can Skywind, Finlev, and Niwa punish?
Oh, to Hertz needs to get taken out. His counter's now down. This is it. He might have some energy. He can use his R.
Oh, the flick misses. That could have been really big for Team RMS.
Who's going to get this orb? It gets pushed, and it does get taken by Finlev. That is 3 orbs in a row. Now we're going to see if they can put on some damage. There's the ultimate from Varesh. The barrier comes out to save Niwa from the final damage. He will counter through, but down goes in the flesh, while to Hertz and Vareem are stuck on the other side of the wall.
Nice from Finlev to use a tornado and pops Niwa out of that situation. Good use of cooldowns there. I really like the way that Niwa, Finlev, and Skywind push them out of their strong position by dropping the crippling goo. A lot of the pressure from Finlev and Skywind really added up over time and kind of snowballed into this situation where they're 4 orbs up with 0 orbs going to the side of Team RMS and spent their resources accordingly. That's the cleanest way to win a game there is.
Now, it's always interesting when you look at someone like Varesh, he just stays alive for so long. He doesn't move around much. He just stands there and starts to land things. But I think it's easy to underestimate his M1s heal him for 2. Plus, he always put the debuff, which increases the damage he deals and decreases the damage that they'll deal if he does go Judgment. And he is building Judgment heavy. His M2 does bounce around from one target to at least one other. And he's also increasing the silence if he does land it from, I believe it's, what, half a second to 1.2? Yes. I think that's what a second BattleRekt does.
Yes.
Yes, and then of course Synergy, which is just impossible to not get essentially. If he has at least 1 debuff on them, either M1 or M2 will refresh both debuffs, no matter which one he lands. So you get the one M2, which is difficult to land, has a whole second casting time, and then you just keep landing M1s one after the other to keep that double debuff, weaken them overall, and they take increased damage.
There's a snipe coming out, jukes out the space, or rather the E from Skywind. Here comes a second snipe, will land, and Vareem lands a left click as well. So that's going to be a good amount of damage. And the Panic Flask. There's the immaterial from In the Flesh to try to give them some space to work in the middle of the map. And Hertz lands a big right click onto Skywind.
Oh, what a flick!
No.
Just getting Skywind, and he's got the debuff, so he will take more damage if he takes any more. It is now off of him, and the in cap. If he only had his ultimate, he would have gone a triple. There's the full immaterial. Oh, what a great counter. Now he doesn't have his immaterial. They can probably chase him down. He gets in-capped against the wall, followed by a stun. Oh, just missing Finlev a half second too late. That orb will get taken by Excel Wizards.
That was one of the things that lost them the last game, was losing so many orbs. The right click from Varesh actually gets countered up, but he teleports and will silence up Skywind. They're trying to go aggressive here. Vareem is trying to cut away, and Philip pushed him out of the map and lands a big X-Strike onto In the Flesh. That's going to put some pressure onto Team RMS, but they've secured the center orb. No, they secured control, but didn't actually get the orb. That's a big loss.
Piggy has been popped. Varesh does have his ultimate, so he can get out of this with some iframes, but he has to, he ults just to get out. What a waste of energy. We see a Thunder coming on the bottom. Vareem now getting hounded down by Skywind. Varesh will go down to Finlev. Just too much damage coming out. Now a 2v3. It's looking terrifying for anybody on Team RMS.
It looks like Excel Wizards are going to be able to even this up. I don't really see In the Flesh and Vareem coming back from it. There's an immaterial, and that's going to help, but the counter is going to come at just the right time for Skywind and pushing In the Flesh out of options. He's out of cooldowns now, and he could just get poked out here. An X-Strike will clean his clock. Oh, man, it ended up being Lucy. And In the Flesh will fall as well.
So we've talked about it, I know personally, you and me, how strong the EX stealth is. But Jade has weaknesses in her own. We don't see a lot of Jades in competitive. There's really 2, one in each region, right?
Yeah. It's either Varosk and it's In the Flesh. And in many senses, I don't think it's necessarily the Jade that is strong. It's the players that are using Jade very well to make it work. I think one of the big things about Jade is that landing snipe is so much of your damage. You compare Jade's left click to something like Esmo's, and Jolt's lets us know, shows us just how much more superior Esmo's left click can be to Jade's. And I think that's really part of the issue, is that you're playing very high risk all the time with Jade, trying to land snipes and whatnot, as well as the fact that even when you do land a snipe, it is something where your opponent can recover from. It's not impactful enough to kind of secure you the victory. You have to land multiple snipes across the duration of a match.
I think it also depends on how your team plays. If you want to play the poke game from a distance, which you see with 3 ranged on their side, they want to just do what they can from a distance and punish when they do engage. Skywin now trying to push on the Fletch up. They're now all caught in the corner, not much mobility left. They do get pulled with the immaterial, saving from some damage. Oh, just dodging the Frey counter. But again, Excel Wizards managed to sneak the orb. But Skywin, though, you've been sitting in the middle, you're taking a lot of max health.
This is the big thing that I was talking about. In the Flesh has been landing snipes back to back, and slowly you can start seeing that pressure. A lot of lost health for the side of Excel Wizards, and they've got the orb popped. And this is what we're talking about. You need to slowly build up your damage, and In the Flesh has been doing that fairly successfully right here. Ultimate gets popped from Varesh. He tries to get away, but here comes Skywin and Chase. The extra gets countered out.
The counter, Finlev's a bit weak, and he gets hit by a snipe. Actually goes down, and then an R from Tahertzi comes in and gets the silence on Skywin. Fantastic play, they'll take it and turn it around. I thought Tahertzi was a gunner, but he got supported by In the Flesh, and they will take this round. Oh, the triple immaterial, Freya, no!
Nice, and that's one of the big things to note. If you land snipe plus other damage, it all of a sudden becomes very effective. The thing about snipe is it does just enough damage, and In the Flesh got that BattleRekt to increase it to 44. It does enough damage to clear away all your health buffer and lose you 4 max health. In that scenario, Tahertzi and In the Flesh were actually able to land one of the debuffs on their opponent. The snipe hit before the debuff fell off, and then the shatter underneath hit the target there, exploding the debuff as well as doing the damage. And that's a ton. You got the 15% damage increase for the snipe as well as the explosion on the debuff. You're losing a ton of max health there.
And that, if I'm correct, I'm trying to just rack my brain here if I can think. I think that's the only single ability that can take max health off. Obviously, they build a BattleRekt into it, right? Because it's, what, 36 prior to the BattleRekt?
38.
38 prior to the BattleRekt.
38 to 44, yeah.
So just to reiterate, because I know there's some new people in chat, I saw someone that really hasn't played this game much. The way health works is you have a max health and a current health. When your current health drops 40 below your max health, you start to permanently lose maximum health. So you can only have a 40 health gap between what you currently have and what you can get healed back up to. There are small ways to regain that back between getting the objective in the middle of the orb and the little green ones you see. You'll get a little bit back each time of your max health and your current. But the idea behind that is that Jade, I think, after she builds that BattleRekt, I believe it's the only single ability that can remove max health in a single go.
Yeah. There are other abilities. I mean, 52 from Esmo's ultimate, when you start looking at ultimates, that starts...
Ultimates can. I just mean like a no energy, single ability.
Oh, yeah.
Some ultimates can do it.
Energy.
Yeah, with no energy, I think someone can correct me. I really actually want to know more if anyone can think of any others. But there's actually a quick replay from that one. It's just when that double debuff that Varesh's ult lands on, it really just starts to affect an entire team. So even if he doesn't get full damage.
This is where Tahertzi actually zones out Niwa. And look at this bad positioning from Excel Wizards here. Kind of force the issue. Niwa wants to come out, but how do you do that when Tahertzi is just standing guard at that point? If you move out, you lose the rest of your health and you risk actually dying here. And that allows Tahertzi to pop the ultimate and get 3 hits and then still threaten Niwa. And Niwa's trying to push through here, but the position is just absolutely terrible. You got In the Flesh now pushing in on you, and Tahertzi is still well positioned to continue pumping damage out. Just really good from Tahertzi to sit behind enemy lines, flank the opponents, and make full use of it.
And that's a global double debuff that he had, essentially. Hit all 3 opponents. They all had 15% decreased damage and 15% increased damage taken. Nuts. I mean, that's like, globally, that's insane, especially if you think about the gap that makes where they're doing less and you're doing more. You'll always win off trades in that situation because now you're always in a better location, even if only one of them was on, but both. So even just him, did he land all 3? I think he landed all 3.
I think so, yeah.
But even if you only landed 2 of them, you're still in a situation where your whole team's now at an advantage, and it's no matter what's happening, you should probably all just turn and engage. So long as obviously, you know, certain cooldowns aren't there, mobilities and blah, 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 blah. Situational situations. But going into map number 2, let's see who can take this one. Map number 1 going to Team RMS.
Team RMS versus Excel Wizards, and this will be a good win for them. And it really goes to show that they do have the chops to win out a North American 3v3 tournament. There was a first for North America yesterday with What You Saw and Ninjas winning a 2v2. Maybe there's going to be a first for Team RMS today.
Now we will see if they can keep up this pressure and damage.
We see Niwa grabbing the AoE Panic Flask. And that's going to be really interesting. It does make it easier to land panics in general, but you do get the lesser panic if you do through the AoE pop.
I think it's actually pretty smart. Team RMS has been grouped up quite a bit, as we see even as we speak. All three of them standing right next to each other. TaHurtz getting a couple 360s.
Oh,
look at all the damage he's taking, literally just from TaHurtz. Getting some M2s and some Es. Fantastic reading of where he's moving. Another one almost getting there. They're both going to go for those green orbs.
Here comes the X-Strike, but the barrier's ready, and Vareem is going to take minimal damage from that. Rolls out of the goo as well, and in goes, oh my, TaHurtz. The Tornado is going to avoid the rest of the hits from that ultimate, and Niwa's going to use clarity on the debuff, but now Finlev is in trouble. Here comes in the win, pushing aggressively. Now is the time, they say. Vareem might be in trouble now. It's going to be in a 2v1 situation, and in the flesh is still
just slowly walking and chasing him down. Here comes the snipe. Oh, not able to get Skywin as he landed, but they will get the one kill. It is now a 2v3. The panic on Niwa and the panic on In the Flesh.
Oh, that was a huge...
Oh, actually still got Jade.
In time, yeah. Skywin is going to try to do what damage he can, but ends up falling. Ooh, whiffs.
Oh, he didn't focus enough.
There's just something about Varesh that is so dangerous, especially if he gets the upper hand on you. If he has a health lead, it becomes very tough to justify pushing into his space, right? He has a particular range, and when you're in that range, you're in grave danger, and Varesh is excellent at dominating space. And so if you are at a health disadvantage, you try to trade with him. If he's accurate and lands even one right click on you, you're fighting an uphill battle at that point. TaHurtz really demonstrated that against Finlev. Finlev did his best to try to pop cooldowns and make something work, but TaHurtz was able to just continually win out trades by landing damage after damage, and with the help of Vareem and himself putting barriers on, it's just, it looks worse and worse to ever try to trade against Varesh in that scenario. He basically becomes a raid boss, right?
I mean, yeah, that's a good way to put it, to be honest.
You have to, you basically have to go around Varesh. You can't really go into him because he's going to be outputting so much damage and has a lot of survivability through barriers. EX stealth is one other way that he can get assisted, and then he has his own counter as well as his own teleport.
78 damage, by the way, if he gets both barriered and uses his own shield. 78 damage shield, which is pretty much anything. Protected from any kind of burst damage. And then he still won't even lose max because another 40 has to go down for him to lose max health. And we're going to see him get a couple M1s out. The counter's been used for both Skywin and TaHurtz, though. They're not going to be available. Finlev, look at that. He's just taking so much. He's just not putting on TaHurtz, even though his counter was down. Now that his counter's down, he's going to go in on that. He does put out the Q, and they will get the orb. TaHurtz just, they just can't keep any damage on him.
They will get the first orb, as you stated, but a little more damage being done on the side of Team RMS so far, but pretty even.
Piggy's been popped, but TaHurtz has his ultimate as well. Skywin takes so much damage. The ultimate from there will. Oh, he misses the second one. TaHurtz only hits one. He gets pushed away. Now he's stuck on the wrong side. Another orb goes to Excel Wizards. In the flash. Oh, what a flick to Finlev. Finlev down to almost no health. Now can he get out of here?
Finlev needs to run. He pops the hates. It's going to be really hard to hit him, but they might get nice petrified from Vareem, and now Skywin is in trouble. So many targets on the side of Excel Wizards are in jeopardy right now. And TaHurtz has a full stick of butter. Vareem as well. They could punish any mobility. Skywin is in an awkward spot. There's a crippling goo. Gonna split up the team, and Skywin is all alone without defensive cooldowns. He's gonna have counter up now. Oh my god, he barely gets out of the way.
Using that haste to get just out of there.
Every single member on Excel Wizards is at little to no health, and down goes Freya. Oh my goodness. Projectile block from Finlev is not going to help that scenario much at all. How are you going to buy yourself back into this game? And I don't know if there's a way. Who's going to go down first? Huh.
Now it's just a gamble. Oh, Niwa does get a panic. Oh, Eureka. So, we don't see this team comp ever, really. The only Varesh we see at a high level. And in the flesh, pretty much the only Jade we see at this high level.
It's actually interesting. I mean, we've seen Varesh comps, especially from Little Master, Godolph, and Kababi.
That's true. That's true. I'm a liar.
They run Taya instead of Jade. They work in very similar fashions. Taya has a Tornado, Jade has EX Stealth. Both cost energy to spend, but there are a few different utilities. Jade has a Root, has a Spell Interrupt. Taya has a Vortex and the Snare. Right, Jade will have Snipe, Taya has X-Strike. Both will give a mini stun and do burst damage. X-Strike can go a little bit to the side and go around bodies, while Snipe has to be straight through.
But it can pierce.
But it can pierce.
Which is a big one.
So there's a few unique differences here. Right now, In the Flesh is, I think, really making a case for this Battleship comp to be played with Jade rather than Taya, but...
I like that nickname, the Battleship comp.
Battleship. I mean, that's really what...
Yeah, you just stand still as a group, stand your ground, deal the damage you need. They really can't go through. They can't catch you off guard. And you can see they're just standing them. Look at that, they're just standing their ground.
Slow down.
Oh, but now to Hertz. Has to be a little bit careful. He's got some good cooldowns. He's going to be pushed back. The Immaterial saving him from the X-Strike, but Excel Wizards gets another orb. They have good orb control, but it doesn't seem to be paying off for them.
They're actually doing a ton of damage. The Baron didn't quite drop it. To Hertz is going to get mitigated a lot.
Oh, but to Hertz has to be very careful here. And he uses already on the side of the wall. The Piggy will deal some damage out. We see an Immaterial. He will get countered through, but will it be enough? Finlev's going to do a lot to Varesh now on the wrong side of the wall. He does have his ultimate. He gets incapped. Will he use it now? I think he might want to.
Oh, no. That's a big loss for XL Wizards. They really would have preferred to take that orb. And now if the kiting is good on the side of Team RMS, they might actually allow to Hertz to survive. Here comes the Varesh ultimate, gets two, goes for the third, and that might be dangerous. Trying to pop the debuffs on Skywind, and he gets the counter. There's double debuffs there. He does get the silence, but he needs to get away.
Looking too good. It's not looking too good. He just got enough energy to use his R, and that orb will get sniped by XL Wizards. There you go.
Nice on that Piggy. Well positioned by Finlev. Closes it out, the swift roll easy for Niwa. Gets out of that scenario, and I think they're going to be taking the first round. Don't count XL Wizards out yet. They still have the opportunity to make the comeback happen. On the match point for Team RMS, XL Wizards comes alive.
XL Wizards did that time. They found the time to penetrate. They punished Varesh the moment he had no cooldowns. He didn't have his R, didn't have his Q. We saw a great stun and pull. The X-Strike taking off some damage, getting that max health. And then they started pushing him around a bit. He did counter in, but we talk about it. If he doesn't go Wuju Strike, where he can come back, which is one of his battle rights, where he can actually counter yet again, which then again heavily relies on your, enemy making a little bit of a mistake. He's gone Ruin instead. He goes Judgment heavy. You can see, so he inflicts Judgment, it bounces, and then he also has an increased silence, and then he also will inflict Judgment on you if he counters through you, and he also can keep Judgment up with his M1. So you can tell he's really favoring that, and it's definitely working in his favor.
All right, In the Flesh, Vareen, and to Hertz are so close to closing it out and moving on to the finals. But they need to win this next round here. Oh, the counter does hit on Skywind, and the counter gets popped from to Hertz, not needing to use his teleport. And it's all about them getting to safety here. Can they take the center orb as well? No, good push from Finlev.
That was a fantastic push. Oh!
Vareen really felt that one, and they get petrified up and Vortex.
To Hertz now all alone. He does get incapped. The barrier actually Vareen puts on himself. Got to be careful. Varesh not taking some max hit damage. He's going to try and get some heals onto Hertz. Niwa, though, what happened to your health? You're down to almost 1 bar.
Misses the petrifying bolt as well.
We're going to see. Oh, he tried to ult it. There's one ultimate. Going to put it on Finlev. Oh, man, landing 2 on Skywind and 1 on Niwa. They are very low. Now we're going to see the Piggy get popped. Varesh has to R out of it, but actually he R's right back in. Trying to take Niwa down, who puts an ultimate out for safety. Oh, and now it might look bad, but he does counter back into his teammates. They group back up in the Flesh, trying to put on the pressure.
In the Flesh, having a really great game here, controlling a lot of space. And I think right now, XL Wizards needs to make sure that they find some kind of value. Oh, that's gonna end it there. My God, In the Flesh has been landing huge snipes. And Niwa left alone. Team RMS will move on to the finals. I really like that from to Hertz, Vareen, and In the Flesh. Really kind of rallied behind each other and made sure that they were just continuing to push XL Wizards back, did not give them any space. The early game went a little bit rocky. There was a missed counter. There were a few missed opportunities from Team RMS in terms of buying space back, and they lost the first orb. But they fought back. They were not scared off by that scenario, and they ended up securing the orb afterwards, and then spend their bar efficiently, using EX Stealth to protect their teammates, and then landing huge amounts of snipes, constantly bouncing the right click amongst different team members, and end up doing enough damage to them.